Footprints Women's Centre is a community organisation right in the heart of the Collin neighbourhood and provides services for women and children. The services, we would have a daycare facility, we provide support services for women, family support programmes, and we would have training and education, and we would also have a catering service. The community food shop has really come out of our work around access to healthy, affordable food, particularly when we identified when the recession really started to affect people quite badly within the last few years. We had looked at what could we do, what would be a solution. You know, there was a rise in the number of food banks and people accessing food banks. So we looked at the model in the UK. And this model was of a social supermarket, and there was a Feed in Britain report, you know, so we carried out a bit of research, and then we had already been in partnership with Fair Share. Fair Share were delivering food for us to use in our catering service for the children's meals. So I spoke to the project worker at Fair Share, and we talked about the feasibility of setting up a community shop using Fair Share produce. So the produce from Fair Share, it's from manufacturers and from retailers, and it's perfectly good food which is fit for purpose, but just that it maybe no longer has commercial life. So we talked to Fair Share, and they agreed that we could set up a community food shop, and with the food that they deliver to us, there's a very small charge for the food. It's very heavily discounted, and then we're able to sell it here on the premises at Footprints Women's Centre.
I'm a member of Footprints for a long, long time, and it's a brilliant wee centre. And people in the centre are very friendly and very kind. Because I've been to a few centres before, but they're not as good as here. And I just love coming here, and it just gives me great pleasure. And if you have a problem or anything, you know, you can talk to a member of the staff, and you're coming out a wee bit more lighter-headed the much you come in. You're coming a wee bit happier. And it's a pity a lot more don't use it, because you find the benefit in it. And rather than sit at home, at least you're meeting people. I come twice a week myself too. My family has grown up, and they have a wee family, and I also buy to them as well out of it, because the cost of living is very, very dear and very expensive. And if you have kids, you know, and their taste is always changing, and because you can't just give them the same thing every day, and at least you can try new different varieties of different tins, or plus you're getting fresh fruit as well, and you get plenty of cereal. And I think a lot of other people should be actually doing it, because with the cut in money, and as you go out each week to buy your groceries, things they're going up a penny or two, and it just keeps rising, but the finance isn't up and rising. And if you have a little family, 3 and 4, and you know, they need fed.
A lot of people around this area all have children, and getting things that wee bit cheaper helps their purse, which a lot of them don't have. And well, I like to get a few wee bargains too, like I'm a pensioner, and I just get a few things, but I think it's great, you know, and they're doing a good job here. I've never lived on benefits, but anybody on benefits, most of them are towards the end of the week are probably running short, and to get all these things that they can make dinners and what have you for the children for virtually nothing is, I think, a great service.
It is responding to a need within the community, and it also really for us operates like on 2 levels, because it is a response to food poverty, but then it is also fulfills like our environmental objectives. All this food is perfectly good food, and it would have been going to landfill, so it's been diverted here We can provide it for the women and the families in the Collin neighbourhood. The membership at the shop, we want to make the membership as open as possible within the community. And again, there would have been meetings and there was challenges around that, making the decisions. So it's any woman who is a member of Footprints Women's Centre who is accessing services. If a woman in the community hears about the community shop and she's not using our services, she's very welcome to come along and register and get a membership card and just come and use the shop.
Don't be embarrassed coming. Do not be embarrassed coming, because it'll save you one way, and you can put the money that you're going to buy your food with to another, maybe a bill, and you'll get food that's easier on your pocket.